We good?
We're good.
Sure?
Go ahead and say it again, Bill. What'd you just say?
Feels good. Just, you and me back to face.
The two amigos in the dual captain's chairs, right?
I mean, I love having guests on. Don't get me wrong.
They're pretty cool.
It's fun to talk to people.
But these shows right here.
But,
The reason I think that this feels good, or I don't want to say better, but I think the reason that it feels good is because of it's kind of how it started, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like back to the basics, back to the roots of the show. But before we get into this one, which is going to be a damn good show, I want to talk about our sponsors a little bit today. Today's show is sponsored by Kevin Woods with the Phoenix and Liquid Death.
And Mrs. Woods.
Sorry about this.
Sorry about the extra.
Our friend Kevin came over yesterday, and be sure to check out that show because it was awesome. Oh, yeah, we got to open these up. Here's to Kevin. Here's to you, Kevin.
And Miss Woods.
And Mrs. Woods, because she's mad that you bought these. Kevin came over last week, and he brought a convenience store bag full of Liquid Death waters. And he's like, yeah, actually, my wife gets on to me because I buy a lot of water. And we were like, oh, wow. So he gave each of us one, and then when the show was over and he left, apparently we came back into the studio today again to record, and there's two more Liquid Deaths on the floor in here, so he forgot them. Kevin, we owe you a couple Liquid Deaths. But anyway, he's a show sponsor.
Yep.
And we're going to drink these for you, buddy. You know what we're not going to drink? Beer. Because the Phoenix is all about sobriety.
That's right.
Seriously.
Yeah. I love it.
So, anyhow, today's show is just Phil and I, as you can see. And it's really inspired by it's something that me and Phil talk about or have talked about in the past. And I saw him post something the other day about it. And there was no conversation between us. It was just Phil on his social media. And I happened to look at his story because, the accounts you interact with the most, they're going to show you their stories first, right? So I always check out Phil's and the gyms and so forth. But he posted something on there, and this is paraphrasing, along the lines of basically if you're not having a great day, or if what was it? If you're not feeling great, not having a great day, feeling down or whatever, or feeling kind of like you're in a rut, do something that sucks. And there's a little more nuance to it than that. But I when I saw that, I was like, yes, because it's oftentimes whenever we're not having a great day, or something didn't go our way, we're upset, we're sad, we're mad, whatever it is, typically, myself included, very guilty of this, you do what's easy or what makes you feel good in that moment, and it compounds to how bad you feel. So let's just say you have a bad day at work, and you come home, and you're exhausted because it was a bad day, and things didn't go your way. And so then you skip the gym because you don't feel like going. And then you're like, you know what? I'm going to go get some bad food, right? Because Chick-fil-A cheers me up a lot. And Chick-fil-A makes me feel better. And so essentially, you have a bad day or a bad moment at work, and it spurs you. Then you do have a bad moment, and then you turn it into a bad day or a bad week or whatever, because you start making bad decisions based off of that emotion that you're feeling right then. And what happens is you start to feel worse about it. Man, I skipped the gym. Man, I didn't, I ate off of my diet. I didn't do whatever errand it is that I was supposed to get done because I was at home feeling sorry for myself, and I didn't feel like getting up and going and doing it. And it compounds, and sometimes it can be like a runaway reaction, like a runaway train, man. And I know this firsthand. I've done this before. And then maybe, that's on a Thursday, and then maybe, it spills into Friday. And so you're not having that bad day at work anymore because you're off, or whatever, if your schedule's like mine. And then you feel bad about having, about skipping the gym and eating the bad food. And then guess what? Then you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go have a drink. And then you have too many drinks, and then you're drunk, and then you're hungover the next day. And because you're hungover and you feel bad, you go and you get Whataburger. And you eat the Whataburger because it makes you feel better because you feel like crap, right? And what I'm getting at is long-winded way to say, because I'm a very long-winded person, that don't basically saying do something that sucks. I think what you're actually getting at, or what you were actually getting at, is do something that your future. You all right over there?
Kind of. All right.
Do something that your future self is going to thank you for to get up out of that rut.
Well, what I heard, all those things that you talked about, what I heard is they make you feel better in the moment.
Right.
But they make you feel worse in the long run. And that's pretty much, I'll give you just a rundown of what led to that. Yesterday.
Yeah, I don't even know this story, by the way.
Yeah. So yesterday what happened was.
These mints that Kevin got for us are really good.
Yeah.
Shout out Kevin Woods for the mints as well. Icebreakers Frost. Don't tell Miss Woods.
Don't tell Miss Woods. Hey, Kev, actually, I bought those, Daryl.
Yep.
It wasn't Kevin. Okay. All right. But anyways, no.
I was like, where did they? I don't even know where they come from. They were sitting on the table. So
yeah.
Anyway.
But anyways, what happened? This was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, I think so.
I actually, and I hate saying this, I hate admitting this, I slept in yesterday.
Me too. Well, no, I
actually missed an appointment.
Oh hell!
It's actually the second time I've ever missed an appointment.
Like OTG, like
yeah.
Okay.
At the gym.
I don't know if it was like doctor's appointment or something.
No, like an appointment at the gym with the client. Missed an appointment and just felt miserable.
Yeah,
And it was just all downhill.
It's your business. It's your name.
It was all downhill from there. Felt bad, negative self-talk. I felt bad all morning. I felt a little bit better like early afternoon because I got a little bit of work stuff done. But I just kept getting frustrated with everything. Felt like I couldn't get anything done.
I think your tolerance was probably very low too.
Yeah,
so
that's what happens.
One little thing didn't go your way, you're already upset.
Yeah, you're like,
this sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Like throw the computer against the wall. You know what I mean? Kind of feeling. And I was just feeling that way all day. It was real bad. I actually, I used to go to therapy, in the past. I actually ended up reconnecting with a therapist yesterday.
Okay.
Because I was like, man, this negative self-talk, as much as I know how bad it is, and, I try to help people get out of that, I feel like I had a little bit of self-awareness that, hey, this is getting out of control.
Right.
It wasn't until about 3 or 4 in the afternoon that I got it under control. And the way that I got it under control was by replacing my chest workout that everyone loves to do with lots of squats.
Leg workout.
Legs.
100 reps.
102.
Did you do 100?
102.
Everybody does 100.
Yeah, everybody does 100.
So Phil does 102.
Did 102. I did 3 sets of 20, 1 set of 25, and 1 set of 17.
135?
130, just 135, yeah. I probably could, maybe, looking back, I feel like, obviously, you always feel, looking back, I could have done a little bit more weight on that, but yeah, it really sucked. I'm not going to lie.
That sounds miserable.
It was miserable. But you know what?
Tell me what happened.
I just felt so much better when I was done.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And sorry, I'm doing this weird thing on my mouth because I'm trying to
It's because those mints you bought.
hide this mint that I bought.
Not Kevin.
And like not make it sound weird on the microphone. But
Don't tell nobody.
yeah. I just heard your All right, anyways.
Note to self, if you're ever going to start a podcast or record one,
don't get a mint.
Don't eat a mint.
Bad idea.
Don't eat at all. Like gum, anything.
Strictly liquid death water.
Liquid death water.
Mountain water.
Drinking water from the Alps.
Yep.
So let me tell you a little bit about this liquid death, dude.
Okay.
So it's bottled and sourced at Frankenmarket, Markter, Austria.
It says murder your thirst.
Yeah, well, that's what it's about. Murder your thirst.
Yeah.
You don't want to. You ain't gonna be thirsty after you drink this bad boy. Anyway, I don't know anything about it. I was getting ready to advertise for them. I just know that it's pretty good water.
When I was done, I felt way better. I was just really caught up in my thoughts all day.
Yep.
I didn't talk to anyone. I kind of ignored my phone. I was just really caught up in my own negative thoughts.
You were in a rut.
I was in a rut for sure.
So what I'm hearing here is a couple of things. Well, it's actually one idea, but a couple of things that that got you that helped pick you up out of that rut, and it revolves around productivity. So you were down and out. You were having a bad day. You weren't really checking your phone. You were having bad thoughts. Man, I suck.
And when I say I'm not checking my phone, I meant I was ignoring the work that I needed to get done.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like my phone for me is a work utensil.
Yeah, everything's Google Calendar on there.
Yeah,
it's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's an instrument.
I was ignoring my work tool, not ignoring my phone. Like
somebody called you.
Yeah.
So
like that.
you were ignoring the productive stuff.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is, and I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit later, is so you're down and out. Started off with one bad moment. That moment that you slept in, missed the call. That was the moment, right? So that moment started to dictate your day. It started to make you feel down, or it did make you feel down and out. It started to make you avoid doing the stuff that you knew you needed to do. And it got worse, right? Because you knew you were ignoring your work. You knew you were ignoring your calendar. You knew you hadn't worked out. You knew you had missed the call. And you even knew that these thoughts were getting out of control and that it was bad, right? But there's two things that I heard you say that I want to talk about, and that's kind of the point of this whole thing. You said that you got some work stuff done in the afternoon that made you feel better. A little bit, right? So you were a little bit productive in that moment. Got some work done. Okay, yeah, I feel a little bit better. Started to go back down. Then you got under that squat bar and you did 102 reps with 135. And that was probably going to look different for everybody. But the point is...
Yeah, whatever obstacle you go to attack
right.
is going to look...
you were productive.
Right.
You were productive. You accomplished the goal of what anybody like ourselves is trying to accomplish in the gym. Like people like us. You burned some calories. You worked your muscles, right? You
broke a sweat.
You broke a sweat.
Huge.
So you got very productive and you worked. And so those are the only two things that made you feel better. And that was that second one that got you up over the top of that rut and pulled you completely out of the funk. And all we're talking about here is just breaking the cycle. Yeah. And not letting it cycle, right? When you get into that bad mood.
And not giving into easy temptations, because the things that you mentioned earlier is what I would consider the easy temptations. Going out for food that you know is bad for you.
Go get yourself a drink.
Yeah, drinking.
Skip the workout.
Yeah, which I did earlier in the day. I usually work out early, 11, 12 o'clock, but I didn't work out till like 3 or 4. I forget exactly. It was around 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Before I finally...
pulled you up out of that rut. And so for me... Oftentimes, we were talking about this, you and I were talking about this the other day. 90% of the time, my best workouts, I don't really mind. I'm not the person that minds going to the gym that's like, oh, man. Typically, right? I'm not like, oh, man, I don't go to the gym. This sucks. My kryptonite's the diet, right? I'm like, I'll go to the gym and work out all day long. Doesn't really bother me. Something that I enjoy.
Right.
In fact, I was sick for a couple weeks ago. I was sick for like 6 days and I didn't train and felt bad about myself. And then that 7th day when I went to the gym, I had to talk myself into it because I didn't feel like going. I felt like a turd. And guess what? I came home. And I was talking to Jess, and it sounds so weird to talk about now, but I was like, baby, you know what I came to realize today? That I just love to train. Because when I got in there and I started training, I had like this weird feeling of like, wow, I missed this. It was 6 days. It was like a long lost family member I ain't seen in 10 years or something, right? But, the point is that I don't know where I started on that, but I think I was talking about oftentimes 90% of the time, my best workouts where I feel like I get the most work done and I'm the most productive within the gym is the times I don't feel like going.
You don't.
And I make myself go.
And you almost talked yourself out of it.
I almost let the bitch voice win, in words of Andy Frisella. I almost talked myself out of it. Nobody else was talking to me about it. Nobody else was telling me not to go. I was telling myself, you know what? You did work out, you did. This is like a general thing that happens to me sometimes. You did work out 2 days in a row already. And if you missed today, you could always just work out on your off day. And I was negotiating with myself.
You were looking for a justification.
Right.
And I feel like that's something that a lot of people do is they find ways to justify their excuses.
Yes. And I do that too. Everybody does that.
And I'm saying people generally, not talking about anyone
Those
specific.
are my best workouts. When I get in there, and on those days, even my warm-up sucks. I'm in there.
Oh,
and
it's the
I'm
worst.
Like warming up my rotator cuffs with a light dumbbell or something, or maybe I hop on the stairs for a couple of minutes just to get the blood pumping. Whatever it is that I decide to do to warm up, I hate it. I'm like, this
misery.
I hate this. And then I get into that first set, and I'm talking trash to myself. I'm like, oh, my joints hurt, my elbow kind of hurts.
I suck. Like
I suck.
Weak.
I'm out
this
of
weight
shape.
Feels heavy.
Yeah. And then a couple of sets in, and the I start to sweat.
I was about to say, what does it for me? It's the sweat.
I start to sweat. The heart rate gets elevated.
Right.
And I start to like, man, I'm into it. And it's like this roaring, like this, it's almost like victory comes out in me. And I'm like, no. This is who I am right now.
That's right. Now you find, yes, this is who I am.
This is who I am.
the type of person that thinks positive.
Yeah.
I am the type of person that does good things, that makes good decisions, and
gets my ass up off that couch.
When we all see the studies and stuff about endorphins and all that stuff, and I'm not a scientist or whatever,
but it's true.
There's such a huge correlation with the physical body and the mental mindset.
Yeah,
they're just so correlated. And
there's tons of studies out there that you can read that will, without a doubt, tell you that. Physical activity is good for your mental state. Your mental state. That generally, and this is not like there's extremes of everything here. The better shape you're in, the more likely you are to be sound minded, right? Like I'm not saying that working out is going to solve any type of like deep rooted mental issue, but typically, the better shape you're in, the better your odds are of having a good mental state.
And I have my own, what do you think that it is about doing something hard and that sucks that makes you feel better? Like, what is it?
I think that there's a few things to talk about here. But doing, so I think a big one that people will overlook is, this even happens to me at work when I got a big task to take care of, and it's something that it's going to take me a lot of time, and it's going to take me a lot of digging to get done. It's almost like it's lingering over me. And so this is number one of a few I want to talk about here. When you're done and you cross that off of your list, whether that be going to work out or doing a big task at work, or maybe making an uncomfortable phone call to
that's a big one
a family member or a client or whatever, and you have to break some bad news, or you have to...
the anxiety of the unknown is worse.
The anxiety of the unknown. So, and the anxiety of knowing that you need to get that done has been hanging over you. And when you cross that off your list, I'm a pen and paper type guy typically. OTG journals available at OTG Fitness.
They are.
They are available. Phil got like 500 of them. But you generally write my stuff down, even at work, and I'll cross it off when I do it. And when I cross that off, whether it be physically on the paper or in my mind, and that anxiety that lifts off of me, that it was lingering over me and making me feel like, God, I got this big task to get done. That knowing that, or when that goes away, I think that's why you feel better. That was your question, right? What do you think about it makes you feel better? So that's one. I think the anxiety of getting that task done, and your to-do list getting smaller is one, right? It going away. And obviously, there's some science in here that talks about endorphins and mood elevation and stuff. I think also the second thing I want to talk about, I think that I'm trying to think of the right word to use. I think the accomplishment or the reinforcement of who, like for me, for who I know that I am and believe that I am, somebody who does what I'm supposed to do. I'm somebody who does the hard things even when I don't want to, right? I think it affirms or reassures me that is who I am. And I go, yeah, I know.
That's what it is for me. That's what I was looking for.
I knew I was that person that will go to the gym and get it done.
It requires a badass human being to do shit that sucks.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh man, I am a badass human being.
I'm a badass
human
being.
Damn right you are.
Who does 102 reps on squats? Nobody. Phil does.
Yeah, but I do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. And when even if it's a work thing, like for me, I'm trying to make this really complex spreadsheet right now. And I've just been kind of putting it off, and I kind of worked on it yesterday a little bit. And after working on it, I didn't finish, but I got good productivity out of it. I was like, man, that sucked. But what type of person would sit down and actually try to figure this out and actually spend time on it? Like it requires a next level human being to do stuff like that. And it affirms to you and yourself that you are that type of person. And that's what it is for me.
Yeah. And, you know, I think that what happens when you do this, so there's a lot more stuff we can talk about on that topic, but and it's the same topic. I'm just talking about maybe further down the line here. When you do start to do those things, you start to build that reputation with yourself.
There you go. That's great. Yep.
And you start to know, not just believe, but know that that's who you are. And then when you can stack up this hard shit over and over and over and over again, it doesn't become hard. It's not hard shit anymore.
I know. It's just normal. It's normal shit.
I want to talk. Yeah, it's normal shit. So that can be life. That can be relationships. That can be work. That can be in the gym. And I'm going to talk about my experience with that because you and I had this conversation while doing legs the other day at Steelworks. Or I think it's a couple weeks ago. So there's just, I think everybody's probably like this who weight trains or anybody who trains. They have those certain exercises or movements that they just don't like.
Split squats.
I don't even say that out loud. It makes me want to grit my teeth. Split squats with an elevated rear foot. Like holding a dumbbell, one foot on a bench behind me and squatting on one leg. As good as I am at legs, as naturally inclined as I am, because I do have strong legs. I'm not going to say genetically, but from a young child up, I've always had strong legs. It's one of my favorite workouts or muscle groups to train because it makes me feel good because I feel strong. I feel
good at it.
I'm good at it.
When you do things that you're good at,
you feel good about it.
Makes you feel good.
So it started with split squats, and now I've kind of moved it into my training plan altogether. So in every muscle group, I have movements that I don't like to do, and so I have. So every week, right now, I got 2 push days, 2 pull days, 2 leg days, and one of the push days, one of the pull days, and one of the leg days, I will, at least on those days, I will do one or more exercises that suck, that I don't like to do. And I'll go in and I'll do them first, and I'll do them as hard as I can. And it's miserable, or it was miserable. So I'm going to name a few of them off. Split squats for legs. There's a few leg movements that I don't like, but
all of them?
No, I like a regular squat, like a regular back squat. I like leg extension, lying leg curls, calf raises. So yeah, on my leg movements, I don't like to do calf raises because I'm not good at them. I do not like to do split squats. And those are my two. Those are the two. There's a couple more leg moves for the sake of the podcast. I'm not going to get into them, but those are the main two. I'll do those two on my hard leg day, right?
At least one of the days.
Yeah. On backs, it's pull up. On back day, it's pull ups.
Pull ups.
I suck at pull ups. I'm heavy. I'm not very strong. Like I'm just not good at them. I'm not one of those people that can just get up there and bang out 20 pull ups just because I feel like doing it. Now I can't. I can do 20 now that I've been doing them for a while, right? But 20 or not 20 or pull ups are like my back day kryptonite. So I get in there and when I'm done warming up, pull-ups. First, like 5 sets of them, as many AMRAP, as many reps as possible
each time,
every time, and by the end it's like 4 or 5, right? But I still do it.
Yeah.
On my push days, usually my chest in general is not a very great muscle group for me. It's not naturally big and strong. I don't have a lot of natural push power. It's just kind of not how I'm built, I guess. But typically, incline movements in general suck, like whether it be incline dumbbell flies, incline dumbbell press, incline barbell press, anything like that. So I'll warm up, and I'll go in there, and I'll get under that incline barbell, and I'll put as much weight on it as I can. Usually right now, it's somewhere in the 185 range or so for the barbell. And I'll do like 5 sets of it, as much as many reps as I can get on each set, right? And that's the shittiest way to start my chest day, right?
But when you're done...
But when I'm done...
Feel great.
I feel great about it. And there's other workouts, right? There's other exercises that I don't like, but those are just the big ones I wanted to talk about right now. And so on these days, I've switched. I was calling it my shitty push day, my shitty pull day, and my shitty leg day. But I've switched that terminology for better self-talk and call it my hard. And I'm thinking about changing it again and calling it my favorite. My favorite leg
now
day.
You're winning. Yeah, now you're really progressing.
So what happens is, though, when I get in there and I do these movements that suck first, it really gives me this, especially when it's a day that I don't feel like going in the first place. It really gives me this sense of accomplishment and this sense of pride and this sense of and that anxiety is removed, right? That it was lingering over me on the way to the gym. Fuck, I'm about to get in here and do pull-ups, and I suck at pull-ups, and people are going to see me sucking at pull-ups, and that's really not as big of a thing for me. I don't really care. I don't have a lot of gym pride where I'm like, oh man, I'm not going to do that because I can't move a lot of weight. I'm not really that guy, but I'm going to do these elevated split squats or whatever it is or these incline barbell press, right? That I'm not good at first. So it kind of gives me that anxiety that it's coming. And when I do get it done, that's removed off of my back. So it's like a compounding effect of that anxiety, that lingering that I knew it was coming is gone. And the pride of like, damn right, yeah, I just did that. And you know what I found too, and this is just an extra little, icing on or a little, whatever that guy does. You know the guy with the Salt Bay? Little icing on the cake, little cherry on top is that I've been progressing. I've been getting more reps, more weight. Not a lot, right? But like maybe I'll hit one more rep this week. Maybe I'll hit one more pull-up this week. Maybe I'll use heavier dumbbells for the split squats this week. Whatever it is, right? And so that's like the icing that like, okay, I did it. The anxiety's gone. I feel good about doing it. And I got better at it. Yep. So that the feeling that gives me really powers the rest of that workout. Like this other stuff, I like doing this other stuff.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do this these cable flies because I like cable flies for chest, right? I'm gonna go do these single leg leg press like after my split squats, right? Like because I like to do that movement. Steelworks has that leg press that you can split. Yeah. You can split it unilateral, right? And it's plate loaded, and so I like to do that one leg at a time, right? I enjoy that movement. That's just one example, right? I got these pull-ups done. Now I can go do these low cable rows. That's easy. I like that movement. That's easy. And
feels good.
It feels good. Feels easy. It feels more natural to me. Yeah, you
can really actually challenge yourself.
Yeah, right. And so it really powers the rest of that workout. But we're using gym examples here, but this is the same thing in at work for me too. It can be the
household things.
It can be the same thing with household, even like household chores.
Need to do the laundry.
Yeah,
I got some laundry at home right now.
Mow the grass, need to take the dogs for a walk or whatever it is. Any to-do, and it can be a combination of these things. Like today, I wanted to make sure I cut the grass and I took the dogs for a walk and I got to the gym and we recorded the podcast. And not that like I hate any of those things, but the power of getting them done and they're not over me anymore is the same as what we've been talking about here. So, the point is, I will go as far as to say that the most important time to do something is when you don't feel like when you don't want to. Yeah, because that's when you're disciplined. That's when
you really test your discipline.
Well, that's when you test it, and that's when you you grow it, I guess, too. You enhance it. It's because discipline is absolutely a skill that you can. And some people are probably naturally inclined to be more disciplined, but discipline is a skill that is perishable and that you can improve on too. And so you improve your discipline when you are disciplined, right? The best way to get better at being disciplined is do things. And I think discipline.
That a lot of discipline. Because I have to talk to people about this, right? About being disciplined, about continuing to show up, and being disciplined about eating well. The first couple times is the hardest.
Yep.
Because the way you build discipline is, in my opinion, building self-confidence.
Yep.
And the way you build self-confidence is to follow through.
I think that they go hand in hand for
sure.
They
do go hand in hand because when you feel more self-confident and you talk yourself up, then you can follow through with hard things. Because when you hear the word discipline, you think about, well, if we throw away the whole like discipline the child, that definition. Yeah. Discipline is
ground your kid or whatever.
That's not the discipline we're talking about. We're talking about the discipline to follow through with things that you know need to be done.
Yep.
It doesn't require discipline. It doesn't require discipline to do things that you enjoy.
No, yeah.
It requires discipline to do things that suck.
That are necessary.
That's right. But when your confidence is high and you believe in yourself, even if it sucks, that's easy.
Well, that's the reputation. That's the reputation you have with yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So it's those first couple times.
I can do that.
And like you said, it's perishable. So if you stop doing that,
it'll go away. You'll start to lose faith in yourself, and it goes away a lot faster than you get it.
Oh, no doubt.
And when you build that reputation, with yourself, and you truly know that is, I guess, who you are. It will bleed into other things, and you will start to try other things. You will get better at other things because you're confident in yourself. I am the type of person that gets shit done even when I don't feel like doing it. And I am the type of person that does hard things often. And I'm the type of person that does hard things often enough to where they're not even hard things anymore. So I'm going to essentially be able to put more onto my plate.
Yeah.
Because I'm disciplined, because I have this confidence in myself to get it done, because
I know I'll do whatever it takes.
I have proven to myself that I can do it.
And then you believe that you're I hate to use this, but above average. Like
badass.
You're a better person. I'm trying to not sound like I'm putting other people down, but you know that you live above the standard. That sounds better.
There you go.
Yeah, you live above the standard.
Yeah.
I truly believe that I do and I am, but when those negative self-doubts come in, you start to doubt that.
Yep.
But whenever you discover,
creep up on you
when you
time.
do something that sucks, you remember who you really are.
Yep.
Because I know that I'm different. I know that I'm above the standard.
You operate above the standard.
That's right.
That's right.
And I want to keep it that way. And the only way to keep it that way is to keep following through.
Do stuff that sucks.
Yeah.
And
because nobody's going to get anywhere far in their life, find true success if you can't break through the things that suck.
Yeah. If you can't, if you live in this state of comfort, and mind you all listening, things that suck and state of comfort are very relative to the individual. To some people, like to me, like I was describing earlier, going to the gym and working out really isn't that big of a challenge for me.
Right.
I don't really mind that part of it. The sucky part for me is not getting pizza, not going and getting chips and queso, not having that margarita.
Right.
That is the part that sucks for me more. So I've gotten pretty decent at that. I have chosen now to level my game up in the gym, like I was just talking about. I'm going to have a favorite leg day from now on, favorite chest day, favorite back or push day, favorite pull day. Right. And I've been doing that for several weeks now, and it really builds confidence. It really builds my confidence in myself that bleeds into everything else. And I think that if you can keep compounding that, there really is nothing that you can't go get. Right.
I agree.
It's all relative to the individual. There's probably somebody out listening that maybe going for a walk around the block sucks to them. Right. Just because of
they're not used to it. It's new. It's different. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard for them. It's hot outside. Whatever it is, right? It's all relative, right? You don't have to do the gym. Checking off all your to-do list at your job is probably a hard task for a lot of people. But sit down and get it done. Sit down and do what you're supposed to do.
See how you feel afterwards. That feeling is addictive as well.
I was going to touch on that before we ended the show. I was going to say, and then you're going to get addicted to that feeling of getting shit done. Quality too.
Being a good person feels good.
Yeah. Or operating above the standard.
Yeah. It feels great.
It feels great.
Yeah.
And it really, like you said, you said it 100 times, on the show already. Your self-confidence though, it starts to go up. And I would say that even, to take it one step further, that even bleeds into the people that are around you too.
Oh yeah.
I know for a fact when, and this is the same thing with you and I, and the same thing with Jessica and I, and it works both ways, right? When she's firing on all cylinders, it motivates me to be better too. Same way when I'm firing all cylinders, it motivates her. With you, when I see Phil getting lean and getting strong and hitting 102 reps on squats, I'm like, hell yeah, like I can do that too.
Right.
I need to step my game up. So it bleeds into everybody else around you. And I know that because when the people around me are doing great things, are firing all cylinders, doing what they're supposed to be doing, that bleeds into me.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that if you are going to go on this self-confidence journey, you need to be very careful about the people who you spend time with. And I know
you posted something about that too.
This isn't part of our subject matter on the show or whatever.
It can be.
I
think
only 35
minutes in.
Well, we got plenty of time then. I think that it
plenty
should
of
be
liquid death. I'm murdering my thirst with every sip.
Keep nice and hydrated.
Ways to well consult. You know what, Kevin? This is clutch right here because I had my Ways to Well consult today, and she told me I was slightly dehydrated. Ooh, so I'm murdering that right now.
Murdering that thirst. But the people that you spend time with, if you're surrounded by someone, when you're doing good, they become negative about it. I had this conversation recently with my girlfriend, and she was telling me about a person that has a group of friends, and they were playing. They were playing golf, right? And this person started to get better at golf than the rest of the people in the group. So you know what they did?
What?
Stopped inviting them.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that wild?
So I will say that it's kind of foreign to me and probably to you.
Well, okay. Continue, and then I'll
but it's probably that idea is kind of foreign to us because I love to see the people around me win.
Right.
And I use that as motivation to win myself. But I would say it's probably sadly a lot more common than we would think for people to act like that. What happened to the camera?
I don't know.
It said battery exhausted. It turned off.
Oh, really? I thought I had it plugged in.
Oh, no. Oh, hell.
Well, I guess we'll finish with it just on me.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird because I have it plugged into this wall outlet thing. I'm not sure, but we're coming to the end of the show, I think. So I'll just make a couple last statements on that. You know, surround yourself with people that want to see you do good.
What I was saying is it's probably more common than we would think that people don't want to see others win. They'll put others down when they start to win.
Right.
Or they not win, start to be better, right? And so they're like, oh, I don't hang out with that person or they'll start to tear them down because they're excelling. And it's sadly a lot more common than we would think. But I don't think there's a whole lot of that going on in our friend group.
No, and what I was going to say is what happens is we get surrounded by people and we forget about how other people live because we're surrounded by people that are, you know, and I was having another conversation. We went out of town this past weekend and I was talking to one of Denver's cousins, I think, or something. And, you know, the topic of work comes up, you know, like, hey, what do you do for work? And they're like, oh, man, you know, doing all these things, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, like, oh, man, it must be cool to, like, work for yourself. And that's really what I want to do. This is what they were talking about stuff. And I was like, and they were just, like, asking, like, you know, just some general questions about how to move in that direction. And I was like, man, one of the most important things you can do is the people you surround yourself with. Because as cool as you think that my life sounds or whatever, trust me, my friends are way better.
Yeah.
Like, I like to say, like, as many great things that I've done within my life, I really feel that within the people that I really spend a lot of time with, bottom of the totem pole.
You are.
Yeah,
compared to them.
Yep. And that's how I want it to be because I want to keep striving for more.
You'll be the average of the people you hang out with the most. Like, say there's 4 or 5 people you hang out with a lot. You're going to be the average of them.
Yeah.
And if they're all doing better than you,
they're going to lift you.
You're going to get better.
Yep.
The temperature's going to rise.
Yep. Exactly.
So, y'all keep that in mind. I know you can't see me right now. I'm the phantom.
We're going to put up a stick figure drawing.
Yeah. But can we do I just want like the circle with a smiley face and like American flag hat or something. Yeah. But, yeah, guys, be mindful of who you're hanging around with.
Yeah, super important.
Be mindful of how they perceive you. Are they the friend that's not inviting you to play golf because you started to get good? Be mindful.
Why
of
don't
that.
you get good?
Think about that.
This. Sorry, I don't want to
think about that
was
for a
wild.
minute. They didn't invite you because you're getting better than them.
What a ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's not who you want to be around. So, you know, do what, guys. When you don't feel like doing it, do it.
Yeah.
Build your reputation with yourself. You know,
be cautious of your reputation. Don't let other people bring your reputation with yourself down.
Right. Yeah. Don't let them.
And don't let yourself do it either.
Don't let them influence that. Right.
Yeah.
And you know what? So, another topic. If you can help it, help other people build their confidence in themselves. Right. Pick them up. I'm not telling you be positive, Patty, and roll around and tell everybody, oh, you're so beautiful and great. But like, when they do something good, notice it. Call them out. Hey, Phil, I noticed that you were having a bad day and then you got in there and did 102 squats. And that's and now you're great, right? That's badass. Nobody does 102 squats, but you do because that's who you are, right? Just one example.
Yep.
But lift others up, right? Be mindful of who you're hanging around with and do hard shit, and good things will start to happen for you.
Nothing else to say.
Nothing else? All right, guys. The Phantom, Phil and the Phantom are signing out. Peace.